you can use it for planning, which is planning what you're going to do to arrive at a particular outcome, satisfy a particular objective, which allows us to plan sequences of actions to arrive at a particular goal, satisfies a particular objective, and then plan a sequence of actions that will minimize this objective. So this is planning, really. And you're planning a sequence of commands, satisfy an objective that you fixed. My objective that I need to minimize, my objective function is my distance to the airport. Okay, now I have another sub-goal, and then sort of replanning as you go. You want systems that can reason. Well, so how do we get them to do this, right? How do we build a system that can do this kind of planning that minimizes that number, that minimizes that energy? Minimizing the output of your model is an optimization process. Right? It's through optimization by minimizing an objective function, basically, right? Plan their answer by optimization.
Can you explain exactly what the optimization problem there is? What's the objective function? Over what space are you optimizing?
So as to minimize a cost function. It's an optimization process as to minimize that. Can be optimized through gradient descent. The kind of optimization I was talking about, except they optimize in the discrete space. So it's much better to do an optimization in continuous space, which is basically an objective function. Okay, the energy function, the term in your cost function, that basically minimizes the volume of space that can take low energy, so as to minimize the output energy. So when you minimize the cost entropy or whatever, if you've learned a world model, you can use the world model to plan a sequence of actions to arrive at a particular objective, or your objective function. You train an objective function, and then you can use that objective function. It's very similar to the objective I was talking about earlier for planning. I think it would be much more efficient to use it for planning, where the output of a system is the result of an inference to satisfy an objective. Are we going to have systems that can reason and plan, perhaps along the lines of objective-driven AI architectures that I described before? But objective-driven AI, by optimization of an objective, means they have to optimize this objective. How do you get a system to actually plan a sequence of actions to, give the solution to a problem?